The representative that I was talking to through eBay actually informed me that this specific person with this specific vehicle ended up doing this scam with 6 other people that same week. Certain times you'll find on eBay a good deal. It is real. There is a realistic time sometimes when you find a car that is listed at a very low price, and there is a tempting buy it now button that is just glaring at you. And sometimes to secure the car, it's worth it to just get it off the market and buy it and click the buy it now versus taking your chances and messaging him, hoping to get it for a few $1,000s less. So the chance to take by clicking the buy it now is you win the car. Yes, it's amazing, great. Then it gets into conversation, there was a certain car that I happened to purchase. It was a Macan actually, not my normal type of piece of inventory, but as I was growing and needed more cars and fillers coming into the winter time, having a nice truck, it was a nice color combo. I hit the buy it now. It was a fair price. It seemed everything was great. The Carfax was clean. And as soon as I clicked the buy it now, I interacted through the eBay's prompt service of get in contact with the seller, share your information, and complete your purchase via wire transfer, check, or whatever it may be to get the acquire the car. I got on the phone with the guy. He sent me his number. His name was Eric, actually. I remember his name, Eric. Car was in Arizona, which I happened to go to the University of Arizona. So I was able to draw some parallels on the phone, which I like to also when I speak to people. I'm trying to read the situation of who they are, what kind of owner they are, whether they took care of the car and whatnot. I try to draw a parallel. I went to University of Arizona. We were talking about In-N-Out Burger, how it came to Arizona when I was in college, and it was great. Point being, he had enough. It sounded like a lovely person. I'd probably invite him over for Thanksgiving after my conversation with him. That month, I was going crazy on buys and sales. We had a record-breaking sale month of 59 cars, which in my wildest dreams, I've never imagined possible. Unfortunately, I had my foot on the gas, so to speak, too much in my buying, and I didn't do my normal routine of checking into if everything matches up and everything aligns. And I found certain programs and things that you can get into now to look into some validity of the owner of the vehicle. And I didn't do that then. And the long story short is I wired him the money like everything was fine. I did not get any communication back. And I sensed that was a problem. Now, the feeling of deception is something that no one wants to experience. It's something that you try to then, even when you're going through it, try to say that, how is this even possible? And I remember exactly where I was. I was actually driving to go pick up a 997 turbo convertible that I was getting a great deal on. And my stomach was just like, I remember it like yesterday, like knots in it. And I'm calling this guy. My last communication with him was trying to tread lightly to not alert him that I was aware that this potentially could be a scam. And one thing I said to him was, did you get the wire? He was not picking up the phone at that point, but he responded, I got the wire. Thanks, bud. And after that, he didn't answer, and I was freaking out. Long story short is, I got scammed. I was caught with my pants down, $41,000 out the window. I had no idea what to do. And one thing I learned is these things that pop up all the time on eBay, vehicle purchase protection, vehicle purchase protection. I started reading at that point the fine print. They have all these things. Do you qualify? Do you not qualify? And I went through the list. I'm like, yes, I communicated through eBay. Yes, I made the deal through eBay. Because you have to be very careful. If you actually initiate the conversation through eBay, and then you say, "Oh, give me your number," and you get on the phone with him after or whoever's selling that vehicle, and then you move on from eBay, and then you complete your transaction and don't have your conversation through eBay, you would not have qualified. And essentially, I did everything that qualified. I put in the claim, and long story short is I did get reimbursed. I couldn't believe it. It did take 2 months, police reports, it took documentation, filling out all these things. So it cost me time, it cost me opportunity cost. It also pivoted my whole perspective on buying cars and just, when you're deceived in any aspect of life, it hurts you in a certain way. The $41,000, if I lost it forever, was irrelevant to probably what I did lose in my potential of buying other cars. But what did it do beneficial to me? It taught me now how to buy better. It taught me how to look out for certain things and signals to prevent me from being in this position before. The fact that eBay vehicle purchase protection program worked out for me, I'm forever thankful for it. The representative that I was talking to through eBay actually informed me that this specific person with this specific vehicle ended up doing this scam with 6 other people that same week. And you gotta realize, think about this. I'm buying this car for inventory and what have you. The police don't care, by the way. I don't wanna say they don't care, but yes, they have a lot more important things to be dealing with than, "I'm sorry, sir, you lost, your Porsche." They're dealing with, very, very serious stuff. It was just unbelievable how no one cared. I was speaking to this lady you get a little vulnerable with her because you're going through a very crazy moment and you're leaning on this person who you're trying to rely on to get reimbursed by, but you're also curious because she's dealing with 6 other people that have been involved with this situation and been a victim of it, so to speak. And she's told me that I was the only dealer. Most of these people that were buying this Macan were a husband buying a surprise present for his wife. A kid getting his first car was the other victim. I'm an expert. I don't want to say an expert, but I'm a little bit more knowledgeable than the average bear in the buying department. So these people were just had no chance against a guy like this. And he had everything covered. He had pictures of the vehicle at a different location. So essentially what he did was, from if you back up the story, he saw a car listed for sale online. He then went to that person and said, "Okay, we'll purchase the vehicle. Send me pictures of the title. Send me pictures of your driver's license, what have you." So he then became this person and had everything down to, even when I asked him, "Hey, I noticed a scratch in this quarter panel. Can you take a more detailed picture?" He even included in the advertisement, "I just want to be upfront. There's a little scratch in the rear quarter panel, and that's why the price is a little bit adjusted because you have money to deal with it." So it almost sounded like he was being an honest person. Long story short is it was just terrible experience. It was just something that I wish upon nobody. But like I said, if you're gonna do business through eBay, it is beneficial to just, even if you agree on terms. I don't think the person that you're saying that you're buying from is going to scam you, but you might as well just make the offer and get it accepted through eBay. Because from my experience, if they're going to offer that vehicle purchase protection program for free, essentially, for just being a member of eBay, why not take advantage of it? And especially, I say this to novice buyers or people are just that not buying for your everyday, business inventory piece. This is something that should be explored more. And what I've noticed is, if you actually look at eBay right now, at this very moment today, which is three years since I've been scammed, you scroll, the second picture on eBay right now is not of the vehicle. It's of a tutorial soliciting and explaining essentially how the vehicle purchase protection program works. That I all don't understand because I don't, they're enforcing protection, which is great, but from what I gathered, it happens a lot more than we would all think. But I don't know if it was there to build confidence in buyers that you are going to be protected. It doesn't work out to their benefit to be giving away money if they're scammed by random people, but how do you protect this for the future? I don't know. So one thing happened that I noticed on a scammer. This wasn't me, but my friend of mine got scammed. It was a Lamborghini actually. So stole a car, advertised it for sale for a low price. That person engaged. Not only did they buy it though, he said, "Can we send it for a PPI?" Sure. That thief took the car to Lamborghini of, I'm not going to be the dealer, but one of these dealers had a PPI done. So you would think the car's in the possession of a licensed Lamborghini dealer, and the guy wired the money, bought the car, got possession of the car back in another state, and then when he put it for sale because he was a dealer, the guy that originally had it stolen from was like, "That's my car." Calls up and says, "I didn't. My car was stolen, and now you have it." It's just amazing how many types of scams these people can do. That is just wild. How they had possession of the car, the dealer was doing it. So you just really got to be careful. And one thing, yes, transact in person, but sometimes for certain people it's hard to go out of state when they get this opportunity, they see this rare car, they're wooed by the beauty and the whatever it may be, and they just so want it, but you just really got to be careful. So I'm not, listen, can it happen again? Yeah. What I learned at the end of the day, my family was safe. Didn't have hurt me or affect me. It definitely was a tremendous learning experience in my business that I hope that never happens again.
Whether you see the car in person or buy it sight unseen, when you buy a pre-owned car, you need to get an inspection done by a qualified professional. And the nationwide network of trained inspectors from the Lemon Squad is the best way to accomplish that. They give you a great deal and a great bit of information about any car you're looking at very quickly. They've been supporting VINwiki now for 2 years, and I use them personally because when I'm buying a car, I need to know the full story. So check them out now at the link in the description below and use the code VINwiki for 10% off, and never buy a used car without the Lemon Squad.